Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike Green. I'm one of the owners of 1A Auto. I want to help you save time and money repairing and maintaining your vehicle. I'm going to use my 20 plus years experience restoring and repairing cars and trucks like this to show you the correct way to install parts from 1AAuto.com. The right parts installed correctly. That's going to save you time and money. Thank you and enjoy the video.
In this video, we're going to show you how to remove and replace the rotors and brake pads on this Dodge Durango. Same as any 98-03 Durango and 97-04 Dakota. And this vehicle had pretty good brakes, so we actually just took them off and put them back on just to show you, in case you're wondering why we didn't put any new brakes on. Tools you'll need are jack and jack stands, a 19mm socket and ratchet or your lug wrench, a T47 driver and ratchet, large flat blade screwdriver, a hammer, a large C-clamp, and a torque wrench. Okay, first you're going to want to remove the front wheel, and I've got the benefit of air tools. If you start with your tire on the ground, you'll want to loosen the lug nuts first, then jack it up and remove the lug nuts, but I'm just going to take them off with my air ratchet. And we'll just fast forward here a little bit. You'll see I tend to use this a lot just for the repetitive stuff. Now you want to go in behind, and I've actually turned the wheels to the left a little bit on the passenger side here. There's two T47 Torx bolts, one here and then one right up here. Okay, so again I'm using a T47 Torx bit. And then take your screwdriver, just pry a little bit on the caliper to get it going. And you can pull your caliper right off. Okay, and you can see this actually has pretty new brakes on it, just kind of doing it as an example. But to get the brake pads out, just pull the inner one right out like that. Okay, and you want to kind of, you don't want to just hit this way or just this way, you want to kind of go diagonally. And they come out. Okay, now to get your rotor off, what you need to do is take your caliper and put it right up here. You don't want to just let this hang down because you can rupture your hose. So you can rest it up here, maybe put it on there with a wire tie or something, and then the rotor just pulls right off. You can put the brake rotor back on. You want to push your piston back into your caliper. I just use a big C-clamp like this. And as you see while I tighten, that piston goes down into the caliper. Okay. Now remove the C-clamp. Okay. Now your inner pad, okay, has the clamps right there. Very simply, just put it into the caliper. Push it in, and your outer, okay, just goes right up in here. Oops. Okay, and on, and then you want to make sure you have your bolts here out of the way. So you push them down like that. Okay, put the caliper right in. Get this far. Okay. Now start your bolts back in. And once again with the T47 Torx, push on your bolts, start them. And these you want to tighten up to about 35 foot-pounds. That doesn't sound like a lot, and it really isn't, because what really takes the braking pressure are these big arms right here. You can see that the caliper squeezes, and then the pads push against those. So these bolts are just kind of holding the caliper in place. They don't really do much of the braking.
Okay, so now you can see we've got our wheel back on. You want to put the cap on with the lug nuts. I'm just going to use the air wrench to start the lug nuts a little bit. A note, make sure before you drive your car you get in and you pump the brake pedal a few times until you make it feel solid. When you push the caliper, the piston back into the caliper, you'll need to work it back against the discs. So make sure you pump it a few times, and then before you road test your vehicle, just make sure the brakes are holding the car in gear, and then do a stop from like 5 miles an hour and then 10 miles an hour just to make sure that everything's working before you get it out on the road. Okay, so now I'll speed it up. You want to torque your lug nuts to about 100 foot-pounds, and you should be all set. We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.